Well, welcome to Math 162 online. So this will all be done through Canvas, and that's what you see on the screen right now. So once you go to your dashboard and you click on the course, you'll see this. And so there's a little course introduction which you can read, but I'll explain. Well, let's click on it and see what it says. It basically says that the class will consist of reading a section of the book, watching a video lecture, and completing the homework assignments. And so you'll work through the chapter material. When you get to the end of the chapter, you'll take a test in either the main campus library testing center or the Rockbridge Regional Center. And it says watch the review video. Okay, so this is the introduction video, which now you have the course of study, which goes into details of what's involved in the class. So I'll go ahead and open that up, but you can have it available to you. And it tells you a little bit about the course description, how the course is broken up into basically 4 sections, which are trigonometry, analytic trigonometry, additional topics in trigonometry, and analytic geometry. And the book, I sent you an email saying to get this Lawson Hostetler 6th edition or higher. It used to be the 6th edition was the cheapest, but now it looks like 7th edition or higher might be cheaper, so get whichever one is the cheapest. The homework assignments are something you'll download, so you won't need the book for the homework assignments. If you need to come to my office, we have office hours, which I'll show you later. Now, as far as attendance is concerned, well, here's how we do the grading. So there'll be 4 tests, total of 55%, 20% for homework, 5% for attendance. The exam will be 20%. You might ask the question, how do you do attendance for an online class? So what you're going to do is you're going to take notes when you watch the video, and you're going to take a picture of that with your phone. Now, one thing you have to make sure is that if you're using an iPhone, that you change the type of file it stores it as is as a JPEG and not as another file format that I can't read, or this software will not read. So I'll probably send you a link. I have a link of how to change that, as well as how to upload the material. So I'll send everybody an email regarding that, and I'll show you how to upload them to me. Most of the time people don't have problems uploading it. Every once in a while somebody does, and if that's a problem, you can just send it as an email attachment. Tests and the final exam will be taken in the testing center. You're allowed to bring 1 cheat sheet, which is an 8.5 by 11 size sheet for each test. Now for the exam, you can bring in all your previous cheat sheets and use that, so you can have 4 cheat sheets for the exam. Now you can bring your calculator, but you're not allowed to use the graphing capabilities of your calculator. I know people are tempted to use that, and I can usually tell that they've done it just because they get the right answer, but they don't have the intermediate parts worked out. So don't use it as a graphing calculator. You can also bring some black paper, scratch paper. And you must show all steps as discussed in class to receive credit. Now, if you use a method that's outside of class, then you may not receive full credit. You may receive some credit. An example is if you want to find the y-intercept form of a line, you need to find the y-intercept. There's a couple of ways you can do that. And the one that I want you to do is the one I talk about in the class, because there's a reason for that. And I'll give you about a week notice ahead of when the test is going to be taken. We do have some tentative dates set up, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, so that's your course of study. You can look at that. with more details on cheating, not how to cheat, but that you're not supposed to cheat. The modules is where all the different parts of the class are. We'll come back to that in a second. Office hours. So this is a document which shows you when you can come into my office. Now, if you need to come to my office outside of these office hours, just let me know and we can arrange something, but I just need to know when you're coming. So it's basically from 11 to 1 every day. And my office is 316 Scott Hall. So you can see pretty much I'm loaded right in the beginning of the day, but I'm free later in the day. And the tentative schedule. So these are tentative dates. So these are the topics, and so it looks like test number 1 is going to be about the end of the first week of February. You don't have to be exactly done at these particular dates. It just gives you a guide so that you don't get too far behind. So how many tests do I have? Test 1, test 2, test 3 actually. So maybe not test. Yeah, there may actually test 3. I have to correct this, but test 3 goes after vector and dot products. So there'll be a test right here, which I'll fix. And then there's analytic geometry, which we may or may not have a test for. I may just put that in the exam. So there'll be at least 3 tests. Okay, before we get to the modules, I want to talk to you about your attendance grade. So what you do is you go to assignments, and you'll see this section called Notes. And so it says Chapter 4, Section 1, Lecture Notes. So you'll click on that, and you'll submit your assignment through here. Like I said, I'll send you a video showing you how to do it, but you can just browse your computer. So the question is, how do you get them to, what's the easiest way to get from your phone? And probably the best thing to do is you can set up Google Drive on your phone, and then send them to your Google Drive, and then pick them here from your Google Drive. Or you could send yourself an email, say to your VCCS email, and then download those files onto your computer and then click them here to upload them. So most people figure out how to do that, but if you need some help, let me know. So that's how you get your attendance points. And I may slightly make this, I didn't remember it being why it's I guess because it's show by date. So if you show it by type, then it all puts all the notes into one section. Now, just to let you know, I don't go in every day and check people's notes. So it's up to you to keep those up to date. Sometime during the semester I'll go in and I'll give you a grade, and it's usually either 0 or 10. I just want to see that you are watching the videos, and the only way I can tell that you're watching the videos is by checking out your notes. So that's how that works, and that's 5% of your grade. Okay, so that is the attendance. Okay, so let's go back to the home page. So the last thing is the modules. So this is going to be how the course kind of works. So let's click on the modules. Oh, it says I haven't published it yet. Okay, so let me fix that. Let me just pause it for a second. Okay, so when you click on the modules link, you'll get a link to the 4 different chapters. This is chapter 10, instead of chapter 9. I'm not sure why, but that's it goes to the right material. I'll check into that. Okay, so chapter 4 is the first one. This is in the Larson chapter 4. So you have the chapter, and then you have the sections in the chapter. So section 1 is called Radian and Degree Measure. Now, this is a link to a textbook that is not the one you're buying, but if you need some additional reference material. There are a few sections where these sections don't match up with the sections in the textbook, so I'll have to work around that. But for right now, I've got at least the first couple of sections. You've got a textbook here as well, but the main reference is the Larson. Then I have videos. Now, so here I've got three videos you watch. So you can put all of these into one attendance notes. So watch all three of these and then take pictures of your notes. So you're going to want to read the book, chapter 4, section 1. Watch the videos. Then you've got a homework assignment. So what you do is you'll take this homework assignment, you'll download it, and you'll print it out on your printer. Okay. Now I want you to do the homework on a separate sheet of paper. Don't try to smush it all onto the paper that you've printed out. There's just not enough room. Let's look at it again. So you can see here, here you might be able to put the answers, but later on you're going to need more space. So you see there we just have 12 problems for the first section. Okay, and then you have the solution video. So the idea is to try to do the homework without looking at the solution video. But if you get stuck, you can go here, and so you're going to print out this PDF. You're going to work the problems on a separate sheet of paper, attach those together, this and the solutions, and you're going to turn those in when you take the tests. So you're going to finish all chapter 4 homework. You're going to take chapter 4 test. When you turn the test in, you'll turn the homework in at that point. And then I will look at it, make sure you've done it. Now I just look to make sure you've done it. I don't go through each problem in detail because you've got the solutions here. So if, just as long as I see that you're doing the work, that's what counts. Okay, now let's just look at another section here, the second section. Now here's the textbook again, which you can have for additional reference. Now here you have 2 PDFs that you're going to want to print out because we're going to work through those in the videos. So these are to be used while you're watching the videos. And so you want to include those with your notes. So you have the notes for the video plus these things filled in. So we've got angle locations. This is a printout. Then we have derivations of unit circle coordinates video. We have using the unit circle video. So 2 videos. So you watch those videos, take notes, attach the notes up here to these where the assignments are, just like we did before. If you can't get that to work, send me an email with the pictures attached. Then you have your homework. So print that out, do the homework, put it on a separate sheet of paper, staple those together, the work, the assignment, and the work. And again, if you get stuck. So you can see here we got this for printing out, for working in the video. You got 2 videos, you got your homework assignments, you got your homework solutions video, and you go through chapter 4 and you get all the way to the end, and it says chapter 4 test review. So I've got a video to help you study for the exam as well. At that point, once you've watched the review, done all the homework, then you'll be ready to take the test. I usually give you a couple of day window to take the test. It's not multiple choice, it's filling out everything. So you'll do the test, I'll grade the tests, I will put the grades into Canvas, then I'll send the tests back to the Rockbridge Center if that's where you take the test. If you take the test here, you can come by my office and get your test and your homework. So you can see that's chapter 4, and then we do the same thing with chapter 5. So that's pretty much the way it goes. So again, let's go back to the home page, kind of review here. So come see me during my office hours. If you need to come after my office hours, just give me a call, send me an email, wait for a response, and we can arrange for you to come. I can also do a Zoom call, which you could do it online. So if you're not able to get to campus, we can still arrange for help. Try to stick to the tentative schedule. I'll be looking in to see if you've been posting your notes early on, just to make sure you're engaged in the class. I'm not gonna, once I see that you're posting stuff and you've got it all straightened out, then I'm probably gonna wait to longer periods between when I look at your notes. Ultimately, I just have to have them before I do the final grade. So don't worry if you don't see anything. They'll be there, and I won't forget about them. You'll turn in your homework when you take the tests, so you don't have to come in except for tests. I grade the homework for completion. You've got solution videos for all the homework solutions. You can bring a cheat sheet. You're going to use a calculator, but you can't use it in a graphing mode. If I believe if it indicates the way you've solved the problem that you're using the graphing capabilities of the calculator, you will get minimal points on that. You just don't understand it if you're just using the calculator to help you out. You need to understand where things come from. Okay, so I guess I have to go back and fix a few little things, but if you have any questions, just send me an email.